canine dog growled at the nursing chair. What she exposed shook the town. The dog didn't bark. She growled, low and steady. Her eyes locked onto the old recliner like it held a secret. For weeks, the residents of Pine Grove Rest Haven had looked forward to therapy visits with Maple, a retired canine known more for her gentle nature than her teeth. But today, something changed. Today, she wouldn't move past the chair. And when her handler finally took notice, the truth that followed would rip open the silence Pine Grove had carefully built around its darkest corner. It was a quiet Wednesday morning in Vermont. The halls of Pine Grove Rest Haven smelled like lemon cleaner and fresh-baked scones, and the recreation lounge buzzed softly with laughter and music. Most of the residents sat gathered around the piano, singing along to old songs, while nurses passed out tea and cookies. Everything felt normal until it didn't. Detective Olivia Marsh crouched beside her canine partner, Maple, a sleek black and brown Doberman with silver fur dusting her muzzle. Maple had been a working dog for nearly 8 years. Search and rescue, drug detection, a handful of missing persons cases, and now she was retired. Olivia brought her on community visits twice a week, schools, libraries, hospitals, places where people needed comfort, not arrests. Today's visit was supposed to be easy. Olivia had even brought Maple's favorite squeaky toy. But when they stepped into the lounge, Maple didn't wag her tail. She didn't nudge the hands of patients or circle toward the piano like she usually did. Instead, she froze. Her ears went up, her body stiffened, and she growled. Everyone turned toward her. At first, a few people laughed nervously. What's gotten into her? One nurse whispered, but Olivia had seen this before. Not often, only twice, actually, and both times had ended in court cases. Maple wasn't growling at anyone in the room. She was growling at the recliner in the back corner. It was old, faded, brown plaid with soft armrests. Olivia had barely noticed it until now. It looked like something pulled from a garage sale, but Maple stood frozen, staring directly at it, her nose twitching and her low growl rumbling from her chest. "Easy, girl," Olivia murmured, gently tugging the leash. "It's just a chair." But Maple wouldn't move then. She lunged. Olivia held her back, startled, as Maple scratched at the recliner's right side panel with her paw. Once, twice, digging like something was underneath. Olivia knelt quickly and clipped the leash short. "Sorry, everyone," she said, forcing a smile. "She must have picked up an old food smell." Nurse Melody chuckled. "That chair's older than some of our staff. Who knows what's hiding in it?" Laughter filled the room again, but the mood had shifted. Olivia knew Maple's signs. She didn't growl. For crumbs, a few minutes later, the lounge emptied for lunch. Olivia stayed behind, lingering with Maple beside the recliner. Maple still stared at it, panting now, but alert. That's when Dr. Terrence Blythe spoke. He was one of the quieter residents. A 82-year-old former psychiatrist with cloudy eyes and sharp wit that came and went like waves. He sat near the window, half hidden by an ivy plant. "She knows," he said softly. Olivia turned. "Excuse me?" "That one." He nodded toward Maple. "She sees what they've buried." Olivia crouched beside him. "What do you mean?" He didn't answer directly. Instead, he said, "Not since Evelyn, not since the fall." A chill crept up Olivia's spine. "Evelyn?" He nodded once. "They called it a stroke, but I heard the thud. I heard the whispering." Back at home that evening, Olivia sat on her couch. Maple curled up beside her, snoring gently. She couldn't stop thinking about the recliner, about Dr. Blythe, about the name Evelyn. She had told herself a dozen times it was nothing, maybe rats in the chair, or an old scent from years past. But that growl had been real, and Maple never growled for no reason. The next day, Olivia made a decision. She returned to Pine Grove just after 9 p.m. Long after visiting hours were over, the front door was unlocked. The night nurse must have stepped away. Olivia moved quietly down the dark hallway with Maple at her side. The lounge was empty. The recliner sat exactly where it had before. Maple didn't hesitate. She went straight to it and started pawing again. Same spot, same angle. Olivia knelt beside her. Slowly, she slid her hand between the side cushion and the base. At first, she felt only stuffing and crumbs. Then something. Smooth, flat, cold. She pulled it out. It was a small plastic case with a memory card inside. Olivia stared at it. The label said only one word: watch. And just like that, everything changed. Olivia didn't sleep much that night. She stared at the memory card on her kitchen counter, heart pounding. Maple lay nearby, alert even in rest. Her head tilted toward the small blinking USB reader plugged into Olivia's laptop. Finally, Olivia pressed play. The screen lit up with a grainy video. A woman sat alone in a dim room. Her name tag read Evelyn S. She looked scared, her voice shaking as she whispered, "If you're watching this, it means I didn't make it. Please believe me. Something wrong is happening here at Pine Grove. I've seen charts changed, medicine switched, people were silenced. Director Hawthorne says it's for their own good, but I don't think any of this is legal or safe. I'm trying to send this to the Board of Health, but in case I can't, I'm leaving this where I hope someone will find it. Someone with a badge or a dog." Olivia hit pause. Her hands trembled. The next morning, she returned to Pine Grove with Maple, acting like it was a normal visit. She smiled at the nurses and chatted with a few residents, but her mind was racing. She found Nurse Melody in the hallway. "Hey," Olivia said casually. "Do you remember Evelyn?" Melody blinked, her smile fading. "Evelyn Samuels?" "Yeah, she passed away a few months ago. Stroke. Why?" "No reason, just curious," Olivia replied, forcing a friendly tone. "She seemed close to some people?" Melody looked nervous. She mostly kept to herself, spent a lot of time in the library with, what's his name? Elias, the janitor, later that day. Olivia found Elias Proctor outside, watering the flower beds near the back entrance. He was in his mid-30s, a bit jumpy, with kind eyes and a stutter when he got nervous. "Hi, Elias. I'm Olivia. I work with Maple." His face lit up when he saw the dog. "She's the smart one, right?" Olivia smiled. "She is. Hey, I heard you used to help Evelyn in the library?" Elias stopped watering. His smile faded. I did. Has she ever told you anything? About the medicine?" He looked away. She was scared. She said people were getting the wrong pills. She said someone was doing it on purpose. She told me if anything happened to her, I should hide her notebook? Elias nodded. "Red cover?" "I put it in the back of the library closet." That night, Olivia returned again, this time with a flashlight and gloves. She unlocked the old library closet, pushed aside boxes of worn-out books, and found it, a red notebook. Dusty but untouched. Inside were pages of notes, resident names, medication charts, strange changes in dosage. Some names were circled with a shaky hand. 3 of them had DNR written beside them. Olivia recognized Evelyn's handwriting from the video. She photographed everything. The next morning, she called her old friend Detective Jonah Webb, now with the state police. They met at a small diner just outside town. Olivia slid the notebook and memory card across the table. Jonah listened to the video. He said nothing until it ended. "This is serious," he finally said, "but not enough for charges yet. We need pharmacy records. We need to know where these meds came from and who ordered them." "I already checked," Olivia said. "Some of the sedatives Evelyn listed don't even show up in Pine Grove's pharmacy logs. Someone's getting drugs off the books." Jonah frowned. "You think Hawthorne's involved?" Evelyn did. Jonah nodded slowly. "We'll dig into the supplier." Quietly, "But Olivia, be careful. If this is true, and they know someone's poking around." She didn't need him to finish. Back at Pine Grove, Olivia noticed something strange. Dr. Blythe's favorite chair by the window was empty. She asked Melody, "Is Dr. Blythe okay?" Melody looked nervous. "Oh, he was transferred this morning. His family requested a new facility." "Which family?" Olivia asked. I don't know. It was all last minute. That didn't make sense. Dr. Blythe had no family. He told her that himself, and now he was gone. Later that evening, Olivia returned to her car. Maple sat beside her in the passenger seat, ears twitching. "Someone's trying to clean up," Olivia whispered, "and we're running out of time." Just then, Maple let out a low growl, not loud, not sharp, but tense. Olivia looked up, across the street. A dark figure stood under a broken street lamp, watching. Then, the figure turned and disappeared into the trees. Maple stood, tail stiff. Olivia's heart raced. This was no longer about a chair. It was about someone who knew she was getting too close, and she wasn't going to stop. The night air was cold as Olivia sat in her car outside the Pine Grove Chapel. Maple sat beside her, ears forward, her body stiff with focus. Olivia stared at the chapel doors, her fingers tight on the steering wheel. An anonymous voicemail had come in earlier that day. She didn't fall. They made her look under the chapel floor. That was all it said. No name, no number, just a warning. Now Olivia was here. She stepped out quietly, Maple close at her side. Her flashlight cast long shadows across the tiled hallway as they crept toward the chapel. The doors were unlocked. Inside, the room was still, rows of chairs, stained glass windows, and a wooden platform at the front. Maple sniffed the floor near the altar. Then she pawed at a loose floorboard. Olivia crouched, heart pounding, and carefully pried the board open. Underneath, wrapped in cloth, was a small shoebox. Inside it, she found a red flash drive, a folded letter, and a black and white photo of Evelyn, smiling with Maple beside her. Olivia opened the letter. "If you found this, I was right to trust the dog." She slipped everything into her bag and left without turning the lights back on. Back at her car, Olivia plugged the flash drive into her laptop. Her screen filled with folders labeled medication swaps, altered records, unauthorized sedatives. Inside were scanned charts, names of residents, fake prescription slips, even one form marked final dose. No witness. She stared at the screen, sick to her stomach. Someone had been tracking this Evelyn. She had collected everything. Olivia had what she needed, but she couldn't relax. She called Detective Webb. "I've got enough. I'm sending you everything." "Now, good," he said. "We're preparing a search warrant, but don't go back in tonight. Not without backup too late." Olivia whispered, "They know I'm onto them, and I think they're cleaning house after the call." She backed up the files to a hidden drive, just in case. That night, Olivia tried to sleep. Maple curled up at the foot of the bed, but didn't close her eyes. She stared at the window. Alert. At 2:00 a.m., Olivia's phone buzzed. "Unknown number," she answered. A man's voice, shaky, whispering, came through the line. "I found your number in Evelyn's things. I worked the night shift. I saw it happen. They dragged her back to her room. She was still alive. Who are you?" Olivia asked, sitting up. "I'm no one. I quit after that night. Couldn't handle it. But I still have something. A USB Evelyn gave me. She said to hide it. Where is it?" "Old Town Library. Backbench. I'll leave it tomorrow night." Then the line went dead. The next night, Olivia stood outside the abandoned library. Her hand rested on her holster. Maple stayed alert by her side. She searched under the front bench. And there it was, taped to the bottom. A second USB drive back in her car. She opened it. Inside, dozens of files, photos, handwritten notes, charts, letters. A full folder marked for the press. Evelyn had planned to go public. She built the whole case. Olivia whispered. Just then, Maple growled. Olivia looked up. A car had slowly pulled into the lot and turned off its headlights. Without waiting, Olivia drove off into the night. Back home, Olivia called Jonah again. "We're out of time," she said. "They're moving fast. Dr. Blythe's missing. Someone's following me." "We've got the warrant," Jonah said. "State's moving in at 6 a.m. Don't go back tonight. It's too risky." But Olivia was already putting her vest back on. Too late. "I'm going now." She drove straight to Pine Grove. Maple sat still beside her as the building came into view. Quiet, dark, almost too quiet. She parked behind the east wing and used the old emergency keypad code to unlock the door. Inside, the hallways were cold and silent. She passed the kitchen, the lounge, empty. Then, light glowed under the administrator's office door. Voices inside. She moved closer and listened. "We don't have time," someone whispered. "If anyone saw the files, we deny everything," said another voice, deeper, colder. Director Hawthorne. Then came the sound of rustling, papers being dumped. Olivia hit a record on her phone. Heart racing. She pushed the door open. Hawthorne and Elias turned, shocked. Elias held a metal trash can full of shredded files. "You shouldn't be here," Hawthorne said. "Neither should you," Olivia replied. "Step away from the desk. You have nothing," he growled. "No one will believe you. I have the files. The video, the witness. The dog." She pointed to Maple, who growled low at Hawthorne. Elias dropped the bin, checked the basement. He said, "There's more. I didn't know what it was. I just hid it." Olivia spoke into her radio. "Unit 12, requesting immediate backup. 2 suspects on site. 1 cooperating." Hawthorne's face hardened. "You think this ends with me?" "No," Olivia said, "but it starts with you." By 4:30 a.m., the parking lot at Pine Grove was full of flashing lights. State police had arrived. Olivia stood outside with Maple, who sat calmly at her side, tired but alert. Inside the building, officers searched every room. Elias had given them the code to the basement storage room, and what they found there sealed the case. 3 boxes of hidden records, old medical files, forged prescriptions, lists of sedative doses that were never logged. All of it matched Evelyn's notes. All of it proved she had been telling the truth. Director Hawthorne was arrested on the spot. He didn't resist. He just smiled like he still had a secret. He won't. Smile long, Detective Jonah Webb said, walking up beside Olivia. This is going all the way to the top. These signatures go back years. What happens now? Olivia asked. We lock it down. A full audit. More arrests will come. Olivia nodded, but something still felt heavy in her chest. Something wasn't finished. Later that day, she returned to Pine Grove to check on Dr. Blythe. But when she got to his room, it was empty. Nurse Melody was gone too. A different nurse shrugged. I think he was moved. Family request? He doesn't have family, Olivia said under her breath. She stormed into the office. The file cabinet was half open. Several folders are missing. Records were being erased. Someone else had tipped off Hawthorne before the raid. That night, Olivia sat in her living room, too tired to eat. Maple rested her head on Olivia's lap. The house was quiet, but her mind wouldn't stop spinning. She opened the burner phone again and replayed the second audio file Evelyn had hidden. I told her after dinner, a man whispered. I knew she was going to the press. Simmons said we couldn't let that happen. Evelyn had tried to go public. Maybe she had sent something out before they stopped her. Maybe someone had listened. She checked Evelyn's visitor logs. For months before her death, she'd had regular visits from someone named Clara Whitmore. No emergency contact listed, no relation, just a name that showed up every Friday. Olivia ran the name through the state database. Clara Whitmore, age 52. Retired nurse, last known address, Syracuse, NY. The next morning, Olivia was already on the road. She found Clara's small house tucked near a park. The wind chimes on the porch clinked softly as Clara opened the door. Can I help you? She asked. Ma'am? I'm Detective Olivia Marsh. I work with K9 Maple. I'm here about Evelyn Samuels. Clara's eyes filled with tears. She's gone, isn't she? Olivia nodded, but she tried to reach out before it happened. I think you were the last person she trusted. Clara stepped aside and let Olivia in. The living room was filled with books and papers. By the window sat a box. She sent me this 2 days before they said she had a stroke. Charts, letters, even photos. Together, they went through every page. Some matched what was already on the flash drive, but others were new. One letter stood out. A scanned document Evelyn had written to the Department of Health, listing the medication problems at Pine Grove. It had been mailed. It had a stamp, but it was never answered. They buried it, Clara whispered. She tried everything. She didn't fail. Olivia said quietly. She was just early. We have the rest now. Back in the car, Olivia's phone buzzed. It was Jonah. We got the warrant. State's moving in officially at 6 o'clock I think they've already cleaned more than we realized, Olivia said. Dr. Blythe's gone. So is Nurse Melody. Get home. Lock everything up. No hero moves tonight. But Olivia didn't go home. She turned the wheel back toward Pine Grove. She wasn't done. She arrived just after midnight. With Maple beside her, she entered the building again. One last time, the halls were dark and quiet, but the administrator's office light was on. She moved in. Fast inside, Hawthorne was shredding papers. Melody stood behind him, trembling. You're done, Olivia said. You can't stop this, Hawthorne replied. This place will be under new management by next month. New name, new logo, and you'll be forgotten. Maybe, Olivia said, but not tonight. Just then, Maple growled again, loud, deep, shaking the air. Melody dropped the bag of shredded papers. I didn't mean for her to die, she cried. I just gave her what he told me to. Olivia called it in. Unit 12, scene secure. 2 suspects on site. 1 is confessing. By morning, the story had broken across the state. Nursing home director arrested in medication cover-up. K9 uncovers hidden truth. Evelyn's name was in every headline. So was Olivia's and Maple's. Dr. Blythe was found safe at a hospital 2 counties away. The transfer was fake, but he was okay now. The governor signed Evelyn's law 3 weeks later. It brought new rules for elder care, medication, tracking, and surprise inspections. At the small memorial for Evelyn, Olivia stood quietly beside Clara. Maple lay at her feet. They had planted a patch of wildflowers near the garden where Evelyn used to sit. A plaque read, in memory of Evelyn Samuels, truth seeker, nurse, friend, never forgotten. As the sun set that evening, Olivia sat on her porch with Maple curled up beside her. She opened one last letter from Clara. Inside was a photo. Evelyn on a bench, holding Maple's leash. Both of them were smiling. A note was attached. She trusted the dog more than anyone, and the dog was right.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel Love Tales of Tales for long, heartwarming pets and animals, love stories that stay with you long after they end.